Are you having problems with your IIS application or service connecting to your SQL Server database you created? If so, I'm here to help you with that. So first of all, we're going to want to go open a prompt and run as administrator. That's important. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run SQL local DB. And what that'll do is it'll list all the stuff you need to know about your SQL Server instances. So if you just run the command just like this, you get the explanations of all the different commands. What we're going to do is I for info. Okay, here are the two instances we have. Honestly, I don't know what the second one is. I think that's something with built-in stuff. The, this one, this MS SQL local DB is the one I'm using for my database. You can create SQL Server instances with this SQL local DB command. If you scroll up, see there's a create command parameter. I mean, so what we're going to do is, well, let's just say you programmed your service or whatever, your application to use this instance, and you're testing it and everything works fine. You're accessing your data, and then you deploy it to IIS, and you're getting a 500 error. You're not connecting to your database. Okay, so what we want to do is create a shared instance that you as a Windows user will access, such as this. And then when you're in, when IIS is running, it's got its own user instance. It's got its own IIS user. So it's not reaching your MS local DB instance because it's a completely different Windows user. So what we want to do is create a shared instance. And what we're going to do is share. Well, let's look at the syntax here. I kind of forget. Okay, yeah. Whatever this name is, followed by what we want the shared name to be. So let's copy this name. And then we're going to create an obvious name on what it is. So we're going to create this shared instance copy of the same. It's not a copy, actually. It points to the same instance, but it's shared across all users, the global instance. So let's do that. Okay. See, because this is a private instance as it denotes here. So, and then it shared it with the shared name there, and it made it global. So that's the problem. You've been using a private local DB instance of say something like this. All right, so let's go and switch over to SQL Server and run this, and then we're going to connect to it. Okay, here's the one I created. I'll connect to it. No problem. Okay, now let's connect to a different one. Let's connect to the one I just created. It's already here because I've created it in the past, but we just created it now again. So let's go here and connect to it. Boom. These are actually the same exact database. If we change it here, it'll change here. So let's get out of here and restart. But let's first unshare it just to show you. Let's see what they are here. Okay. So when we unshare, we're going to do unshare. We're going to unshare this, which means we're going to uncreate or unshare that shared instance. Okay. So if we I again here, it'll just give us our two original ones and leave out the shared instance because that doesn't exist anymore. All right, so if we go back over to SQL Server, okay, here's the list. Here's that shared instance again, and it's here because I've actually gone in here before and typed this out. Okay, so if we do this, we shouldn't be able to connect to it. It'll hang. Yeah, okay, it should be in there already on the left here, but it's not. So we're going to cancel that. It's because we unshared it, right? So let's go back to our command prompt and reshare it. Share or S, either one. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's correct. We're just going to type share. Let's see, share or H, oddly. Okay, share, and then what we did before, copy that. Do the shared instance name again. Let me make sure I got this right. Shared instance. There it is. And again, local private created with a global shared name. Okay. Anyway, let me do an I. There it shows it right there in the new list. All right. So here we go. Now it should connect. And it's not. That's fantastic. So one thing I've come across, it'll probably work for you when you do it the first time, but I've been futzing with this a lot, and for some reason it freaks it out a little bit. So I'm going to try two things that usually makes it that work. Restart SQL Server. That's one way. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. Okay, yeah, it's not working. So what we got to do is stop and start this instance. So that's another good example of some things you might want to do. And you might also want to stop an instance because you are using a different database, sharing a same port or something like MySQL or something like that. And the two instances your SQL Server and your MySQL might be colliding on trying to get sharing the same port. So anyway, you can do, that's a different topic though. So let's stop this. I think that's what it is. Let me go up the list here and see. Stop. Yeah, we can say stop and then the instance name. Let's try doing the regular instance since it's really the same database. Let's stop it. We might need to start and stop the shared one. I'm not sure. I kind of forget. So we stopped and started the the database. Okay, let's see if that worked. It did. Okay, so all I did was stop and start the regular original name for the instance. And remember, they're both pointing to the same instance. The shared instance is exactly the same as this. They're just using different names. But this one has global access, no matter what Windows your user you are. So hopefully that helps. And thank you very much. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe. Thank you.